Hello Commanders and welcome to another episode of Crusader Kings 3, a Game of Thrones mod playing as Queen Rhaenyra, the Realm's Delight of the Iron Throne. So last episode we are continuing to keep on the peace just like our father and his father, or his father's brother before him. So I did have a chance to look at all the comments, so we do have a brand new list of names for the name wheel. I'm super excited about using them potentially. Maybe if she gets pregnant, or maybe if our daughter Pyrrha gets pregnant, or maybe if any of our other daughters. Ooh, speaking of being pregnant, Alora with her new husband Adam Cargill is now pregnant, so maybe we will name that child, as well as Princess Victais is currently unmarried at 13, which is okay. At 13, it's fine. We could marry her soon. Rowan, 11, unmarried, as well as we have Jaehaera. So one person did suggest to marry Jaehaera off to Daemon's son's child, which they do not have. Or marry Jaehaera to Aegon's child? Which one was it? There's another child somewhere around here that we should marry them to, and I completely agreed, but now I can't find them. Jaehaera to... maybe... oh, Jaehaera to... Asher. That's who it was. Asher. So she's 7, he's 2. By the time he's 16, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 will be 23. That should be fine. So let us see. Let us see. Steal his artifact? No. He does have the Grey Dragon Egg. That is correct. But let us see here. Arrange a marriage to Princess Jaehaera. Matrilineal? No. It's going to be normal. Negative 16.2% chance of the child being inbred, which is very fine with me. But I think we will do that, because that is a match made in heaven? In the 7? A match made in the 7. So awesome, we're going to be doing that. So congratulations to you two, you are now married. Now Victais, someone suggested that we actually marry them. Ooh, Larys, no. We actually marry them to a Greyjoy. Shockingly enough. Matrilineal. They're all okay with matrilineal marriages. Good. Raylan Rivers Bracken, potentially. Lord Eldis of the Iron Islands. His liege is Aeron the Unworthy, or the Worthy of the Iron Islands. And who is he in relation to? It looks like it's one of his sons, but not the heir. The heir is Lord Vicon. Evaniron of the Iron Islands. Awesome. Eldest now is 24. She's 13. So she's going to be what? He's going to be what, 27? Now, the Greyjoys would be a good alliance to have. Reason being is because they're very unruly, and any chance they get, they're going to want to try to rebel. And let's try to quell these rebellions by actually marrying our daughter to one of his sons. Obviously, none of them will inherit, but I think that would make a good alliance for both of them. Matrilineal. Don't forget that. And finally, the Greyjoys. Lord Eldis of the Iron Islands. May you have a grand wedding. Not a grand wedding, but a nice wedding. So we're going to marry her off. And Rowan is the final one. She's 11 years old, matrilineal. Who should she marry to? I kind of want them an age difference of like 5 years. So we could marry to Roadwater, the Red Spire, City of Coin Hoard. That's on the other coast. City of Dean, and nobody else really. Rob Snow. He's in no relation to Jon Snow. His liege is Lord Rickard of Blue Hills. So maybe we'll wait for her for a little bit. Maybe we can marry her off non-matrilineally. Rowan. But if we don't do it matrilineal, well, she has no dragon currently. Does she have an egg? No. So she needs to actually be taught dragon lore number 1. That's another something that someone suggested. So why don't we teach dragon lore? Oh, nice. Taught dragon lore. Let's, can we teach him dragon lore? No, he's way too young. Let's teach all of our children dragon lore. Taught dragon lore. Victais, teach dragon lore. Awesome. Let's go back. Exit. Let's go to Rowan. You shall learn a bit of dragon lore yourself. Gain 75 prestige. Let's go back. And finally, Jaehaera. And someone did mention that I actually really liked is that Jaehaera is named after Jaehaerys, who was like not the founder of peace, obviously, but he was like one of the most peaceful kings in all of the Iron Throne. And it's funny, she has a dragon that is white with purple, which is white is a sign of peace. So it kind of makes sense in a way. We're going to leave those dragons out, by the way, but what we should do is any dragons in this dragon pit. I want to view the dragons in this dragon pit. So Cyrax, I think Cyrax stays because she's the queen's dragon. But Dreamfire and Grey Ghost, remove this dragon from the dragon pit. Send this dragon to the dragon pit. Which dragon pit did we send him to? We remove. Oh no. Looks like they can only stay in this dragon pit, which is fine, which that is okay. But we wanted to try to get them to go to Dragonstone. Ooh. Yeah, that's Dreamfire roaming the wild. She's not. She's fine. 104 years old is absolutely crazy. Let's see the dragon pit over here. And a lot of people said to give High Tide back to the Velaryons. Listen, I'm going to settle this once and for all. Corlys has betrayed. I believe he went to war with Jaehaerys and not Rhaenyra. Or no. He did go to war with Rhaenyra. Yes. I don't remember. No. It was Viserys. So Daemon and Corlys attacked his own brother to claim the throne. And because of that, Viserys gave High Tide to the House Targaryen as a punishment to Corlys Velaryon. Now, he didn't punish Daemon other than him losing and never coming back to the Iron Throne and never being allowed back. But Corlys lost his title due to his misdeeds and following Daemon into war against the Iron Throne. Now, that is his fault. We could have sent him to the wall, and we could have killed him, but we didn't. Out of the mercy of King Viserys, we did not do that. So, now that he went to war with our daughter, Pyrrha of the Iron Throne, I have... Ooh, cannot imprison an ally without a reason. So it looks like we don't have a reason because he won that war. Because he won that war with our daughter, he's not a criminal. So that is unfortunate. What I was going to say is, can I send him to the wall or unland him? We have a truce. Cannot revoke a title from an ally. We cannot revoke titles from a vassal. So once Corlys dies and it passes on to his son, Laenor, then we might be able to unland him. But honestly, I don't think we need to. He's going to be dying soon. I mean, he's 80 years old, which is way too old for any character in the Game of Thrones universe. Not ever, but for many. So we're just going to leave him be. If he rebels again, call it quits. He's done. He's done for. This is his final strike. 2 strikes. 3 strikes and he's out. Okay? So we got to keep an eye on Corlys. He's been an ever-growing thorn on our side. But we did keep his traditional Valyrian seat of Castle Driftmark. But we did take High Tide, which he gained and made throughout his years of exploring the known world. Which he actually, Corlys, if you didn't know about Corlys, I know I just shat on him, but I actually want to praise him a little bit. He traveled all the way up here. He traveled all along the cities along here. He traveled all the way to Asshai, which isn't even on the map. It's way over here. See this little bit? He traveled all the way to Asshai. He traveled all the way to Sothorios. And apparently, people that read the Fire and Blood books, there is a character that was known to, I believe, one of the sisters of, or the aunts of Jaehaerys, that I think she was a lesbian from what the book says, because it's kind of based off a historical. So they're like, we're not really sure if she was, but she always hung around girls and she never really liked her husband. Well, one of her friends that she met in the Fair Isle, I think her name was Alysanne, or I forgot. I've completely forgot. She left, stole dragon eggs, gave those dragon eggs to a Bravosi lord to gain a ship. And those 3 dragon eggs are the same dragon eggs that was brought to Daenerys years later. Petrified, nonetheless, but she stole 3 dragon eggs from Dragonstone, gave them to this guy, sold them to buy a ship, went to the ship to Old Town, and then sailed to Old Town west. And west, apparently Corlys, while he was in Ashai, apparently saw the same ship. So very interesting little tidbit if you didn't know. I believe Jaehaerys was a kid when that happened, so this was not too long ago, and I don't believe we can find those 3 dragon eggs. Not in this playthrough. I think later, if you go start at a later date, one of the Pentoshi lords might have those 3 dragon eggs in his possession, but I have never tested that. I'm pretty sure you can, but I don't know. But nevertheless, I've been talking way too much. Let's begin this playthrough and continue on our journey. So John, Freeman's Fortune. John, a free tenant renting some of the land in King's Landing, has pulled an exceptional harvest this season to do his meticulous planning. He wishes to use some of his profits to purchase a piece of my estate from me so that he could build upon his success and grow more crops. Is he good? He's good. He's intelligent. He's thrifty. He's craven, gregarious, and diligent. And he also has great stewardship. So if you could pay me in hard coin, the land is his. He could join our court. Forget farming. A man like you should join my court. Or the land in King's Landing is mine and mine alone. County level and lordship will change by +20. I don't think it actually is an issue currently. So we don't need that. Gain 60 gold or join court. Independent farmlands. -50 growth. Ooh. Development growth. You know, why don't we give him a position in court? He's a lowborn. He doesn't need to be. You know what? Pay us the gold, and you are more than welcome to grow upon the land, and we'll just make sure to keep the peace. Pyrrha has now betrothed... Pyrrha agrees to the betrothal of Jaehaera and Asher. Congratulations, you two. As well as our other daughter has agreed to be betrothed to Lord Eldis. I wonder if she's pissed about that. She might be. And she still could bond with a dragon. Is already bonded to a dragon. Oh. Did I do matrilineal, right? I believe I did. Vesper. I completely forgot about Vesper. Who wasn't? It was Rowan. Rowan doesn't have the dragon. But I think I still did matrilineal, so that's okay. That's okay with me. Awesome. Ooh, a child of my dynasty. My daughter Alora has given birth to a son. Congratulations, Alora. Since this little one is part of the Targaryen dynasty, he should be blessed with a good name, Aerion. Aerion, I like that name, so we're going to add it to the list. But let's go to that name wheel and see who the daughter of Alora Targaryen and Adam Cargill will be called. He's a giant, by the way. Who is the baby, actually? Let me see the baby. Oh, not a giant. And didn't get any of the good traits either. Like, he's not pretty. He's not nothing. All right, let's go to that name wheel. So here are all of the names. I did add a few names that follow the Stark House mixed with Targaryen. So we have Brandon, Torhen, Cregan, Torhenian, Creganian, Brainan, Aerion, Bran, Theon, Jorah, Rickon. So we have a bunch of different names here. A lot of exciting names. So we're going to give it a couple good chefs. We're going to spin that wheel to see who this little boy will become. Ooh, Veyron. Congratulations and welcome to this world of Veyron. May you grow strong and wise, my child, or my daughter's child, my grandchild. May you grow strong and wise, Veyron. Welcome to this world. Congratulations, you two. You better not have any squabbles with your other cousins. So, awesome stuff. We have a new child. Ooh, I'm excited. All right, let's continue on. Lord Corin the Silent Spear, Dorne finished the increased control of the Saudi of Tumbleton. Young visitor discovered in the Dragon Pit. Orin reported that Jaehaera snuck into the Dragon Pit. Jaehaera. She was found safe and sound without incident, but expressed a more than healthy curiosity in the dragons. Many of the dragon keepers dotted on the child, answering her questions. The Order has already made the necessary changes to security, preventing any further ambitious young dragon riders from gaining access, but young Jaehaera only seemed more fascinated by the experience. Hopefully this isn't only a phase, so she gets interested in dragons. a deeper bond with dragon for 10 years. She doesn't have a dragon currently, does she? She does. She has Dawn. I forgot. Of course she does. You have Dawn. Oh no, you better not. You better not. Get healthy. Get healthy, little boy. Baker's Cart. I'm a human being, and sometimes a human being just wants to eat some hot bread. Thankfully, Eel Alley, which is known for its inns and taverns, leaves no one wanting for fresh, warm bread. I saunter up to the cart, being mannered by a baker and his apprentice, and purchases some bread so fresh that it's steaming. When I take a mouth-watering bite, I feel most undelicious. A wood splinter. I pull the bread apart and find even more. The bread has been made using flour filled with sawdust. Guards, arrest him. Arrest him. Victase takes to the skies on Vesper. Mixture of fear and exhilarations. Vesper is a beautiful dragon. I know I keep saying that, but it really is a beautiful dragon. Very beautiful. Siblings. What? Eaten by the cannibal. Moonfire. Killed by the cannibal. I believe that. Idarion. Eaten by the cannibal. Sheep stealer. And then we also have Hurax, eaten by the cannibal, and Encalagon. Encalagon is a sibling because it was birthed by Dreamfire. Look at the siblings of, or the children of Dreamfire. Almost all of them eaten by the cannibal. Maybe it's a good thing that they're not at King's Landing because the cannibal kind of haunts King's Landing. So very interesting, very interessant. This guy, we'll read that in a second. This guy wants to be the new regent, and that's going to be a no from me, dog. Dragon's first flames. In passing, I overhear the giddy laughter of Jaheira. She must be playing with Dawn. Abandoning my current course, I approach the duo and the scene is overwhelming. Unaware of my presence, Jaheira says in a giggling fit again, Dawn. Chircaris, Dawn. Flames spurt from the dragon's maw, sending Jaheira a joyous laughter once more. Remarkable. Remarkable. Do not burn down the keep, but remarkable. She's playing with fire a little bit. So one of the suggestions that I did see was to actually deepen bond. Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about deepen bond. Excellent. We're going to deepen bond. And while we're also deepening bond, can we ride the dragon again? Ride Cyrax again. We'll do that again. Cyrax seemed ready to leave, but I'm not. I still need to do some checking. I think we read that last time. It's a low growl that sends me right out of it. You're right, Cyrax, forget all that. I feel as light as the realm's finances after organizing a grand feast of 77 course meals. Damn, I would kill to eat something like that. With jugglers and jousting dwarves, when I'm with Cyrax, the only numbers that concern me are the minutes, and I have left before having to return to my obligations, and only the wealth that interests me is in which binds me to her. So we get some 4 trait experience in dragon bonding. Exceptional, truly exceptional. But one of the things I wanted to do is not invite dragon seeds, not enter seclusion, but actually do a little grand tour. Ooh, little grand tour. Majesty tour, intimidation, taxation. I think we'll go on a majesty. So some events will allow especially majestic actions. Taking these earns prestige, vassal opinion, and both when departing from a stop at the end of the grand tour. So we're going to only visit the primary houses of the Iron Throne. So we're going to skip all these little guys. Unfortunately, maybe on a future on a future tour, we could do that. So we're going to stop by Dorian of the Stormlands. And at Dorian's, I believe we're going to be touring the grounds. We don't need to. Hosted dinner. Cultural festival. Yeah, let's go to do a cultural festival. Then we'll visit the Tyrells down over there. And we're going to go ahead and tour the grounds on this one. Oh, we can't stop by the Westerlands. Maybe that's because they're at war currently. So we're going to skip the Westerlands and we're going to go visit the Riverruns, the Tullys of Riverrun. And at the Tullys, I think we're going to do a nice little feast. And then we're going to go visit the Starry Sept. No, not the Starry Sept. The Eyrie. And we're going to visit Lord Carlton of the Vale. Lord Paramount Edmure Blackfish. And then Carlton of the Vale. Carlton. Ooh. Incinerated by the cannibal. The cannibal incinerated Arnold of the Vale. Damn, that dragon is impossible to capture. That dragon is genuinely impossible. I think we're going to do a cultural festival over there. And then finally... Ooh, we can't visit the north. But we can visit Pike. You know what? We will visit Pike. You know, I think it's a necessity. So, and over at Pike, we're gonna have a dinner there. You know? Let's have a dinner there. So we'll continue with that. Cancel that. We're gonna take flight. Yes. All kings before me took flight, other than Viserys. He did not. But we're gonna be taking flight. And we're gonna go on an altruism. So seek popular opinion and piety. Could be good. Someone did suggest that we reform the faith to be equal, which we could do. We generally could. I'll have to look into that in a little bit. Or we could go for justice. To increase control, just characters may lose stress. No, I think we'll go for altruism. Modest entourage. 10 close courtiers will accompany you on the tour. Every available courtier will accompany us on the tour. Prestige gain. We'll just do a modest entourage. Right? Is that modest? Yes. And luxuries. I think we're going to go for extravagant, luxurious furniture or excessive furniture. I think we're just going to go for extravagant luxuries, increasing the starting success of the tour for an extra 30 gold. So that's going to cost us about 600 gold to do. We have the gold to do it. Are there any stops we want to make along the way? We could go for like Griffin's Roost, Gaston Grey. We could get some extra diplomacy. I don't think that's absolutely needed. We already stopped by a lot of different places on our university tour. Casterly Rock we could visit. That's kind of at war. Don't really want to mess around with that. Could go to Winterfell all the way up there. But I think we're going to skip that for now. Maybe next tour we can go up to Winterfell. So yeah, let's just apply that. And let's start that grand tour and see what comes of it. Ooh, there is sickness brewing. Maybe that's another reason why we don't want to go over to the Riverlands. Or the Westerlands. The time has come for me to depart on the grand tour in the Iron Throne. My court is packed, ready, and raring to go. So we lose some stress immediately. And it's a pity Mushroom is left behind, even though you literally tried to kill somebody. You evil little man. A pity. So he leaves our entourage, unfortunately. I guess when we took flight, we didn't need to do any of that. Ooh, Kingswood. The Kingswood is a vast forest situated across the Blackwater Rush from King's Landing, spanning the southern Crownlands and the northern Stormlands, intersecting by the King's Road. The forest is... I didn't get to read it in time. Should have read a little quicker than that. Wall of the Seven. Grand Tour, Cultural Festival in the Stormlands. The streets of the Storm's End are richly decorated for my arrival, and my vassal Lord Dorian dutifully awaits me. How I yearn to delight myself in the great activities and joys that I'm sure Dorian has prepared. Let's start this grand festival. Schemer discovered. It is my half-sister Helena that is plotting to kill my half-brother Aegon. What? Helena. Maekar doesn't have a dragon. Helena, you loathsome fiend! You are getting brainwashed by the Velaryons. That loathsome fiend. Should we imprison her? Oh my god, they are nemesises to one another. Nemesises? 214. Oh, we could imprison her. She has Vhagar. 214. We could not even think about facing Vhagar in a fight. But kinslaying is a massive crime. And you attempted to kill your own half-brother. Imprisoning Helena Targaryen is a known criminal, attempted family murder, allowing you to imprison her without being viewed as a tyrant. Helena Targaryen's family members who are not close family, parents, grandparents, children, grandchildren, siblings, you lose sturdy opinion of you. What do you mean? She tried to kinslay. She will leave Lord Corlys' court if we fail, but we're gonna succeed 100%. We're going to imprison her. I'm making an executive decision here. Ooh, bonding with Cyrax, looking skyward. I take my morning porridge outside of my balcony where I behold a brilliant blue sky and a nary a cloud in sight. Something in me knows that this is not a day to be spent idly inside my castle or on the streets of King's Landing. It is as if my father himself made today for a singular purpose, flight. And yet I feel cautious. Cyrax's last several flights have not gone well over the past few moon turns. She has an occasion chosen to selectively ignore those commands she finds inconvenient commands that are usually related to me trying to avoid falling to my death. You little Shisa, Cyrax. Still more writing time for both of you could improve our rapport and Cyrax's willingness to heed my commands. To waste the day indoors would neither do us any good. To the skies, 74% chance. We probably passed that. Grand Tour, the queen of beauty and noblesse. The streets of Storm's End hang with violets and banners, every person in the village merrily celebrating my arrival. I can even swear that they don't take their eyes off me. When I approach the main stage, I find Lord Dorian holding a flower crown in his hand, smiling at me. Here she is, he announces, our queen of beauty and noblesse. Very sweet of you, sir, very sweet. What an amiable surprise. We get physical admiration. More majestic, 18 stress loss. Bonding with Cyrax, Cyrax greets me almost eagerly as I enter her lair, clutching a saddle. Clearly, I'm not the only one yearning for the skies. With uncommon agreeableness, she allows me to attach the saddle and mount her. And with a nod to my attendants, we step out onto the open air. As soon as we clear of the last gates, Cyrax leaps into the air, relishing the freedom. With each beat of her wings, we soar higher and higher until my castle is but a distant splotch of color below. She is in a rare form today, and under my reign, Cyrax feels as swift as the legendary Nessarion and as powerful as the infamous Terax. Soaring amidst the heavens, the wind rushes past, lifting hair and spirits alike as the world unfolds below against the backdrop of the cloudless sky, and the bond grows even stronger. Awesome. Justice Helena has been apprehended and awaits her fate, safely locked in my dungeons. Good. We are not going to kill her. Mind you, we are not going to kill her. No, we're not going to kill her. She is our kin after all. Move to house arrest we could do, but I believe, let's say y'all will have to remind me if I forget this, then that's on you, not me. So, I think let's give her a year. So the 21st of the first moon of 130, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. Let's do 2 years. 2 years. 2 years will show her. Yeah, 2 years. So 136 is when we'll... Magnar Hagan has changed their court language. Magnar Hagan, son of Meldoon of Then, has changed and now speaks common. A most wise decision. Ooh, we are pregnant again! Oh my god, imagine if it's a son. Imagine. A child is growing in my womb as my husband, King Torrin, will be proud. Good. Uh-oh. Could happen. Now, let me know down in the comments whether you think it was a good idea to imprison our own half-sister. Listen, she tried to kill Aegon. I'm for it, but let me know down in the comments what you think about that. And if we should let her go, maybe after 2 years, maybe after 1 year, maybe after a few months, let me know. Bonding with Cyrax, consulting dragon lore. I continue to struggle with Cyrax's training. I fear I am reaching the limits of my knowledge on dragons. Fortunately, while much dragon lore was lost during the Doom, some still survive on both sides of the narrow sea. So firmly, the small folk have developed a rich dragon lore of their own for centuries, a collection of old wives' tales and superstitions. Perhaps this folklore might be of value. Send to the Citadel and Dragonstone. I will use old Valyrian lore. I think we will. 60%. We're gonna rock it. Grand Tour, may I? The sound of flutes and drums is quickly accompanied by a group of dancing guests, all following the music with joyful movements and laughter. A couple sneaks away into the alleyway, kids jump in a circle, and a lonely old man struggles to move his hips. I spot Lord Dorian among the crowd, and next to him, one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen. Dancing with Lord Dorian's spouse will cause a stir. That is Lady Paramount Flora of the Stormlands. Dancing with Lord Dorian's spouse will cause a stir. You dancing seduces Lady Paramount Flora. What? Are we bi? No, we're not. I could use this opportunity to dance with the locals. And local dance. Dancing. 99% chance that your dancing seduces her. Lady Flora gains 5 opinion of us. Does she like us? Yeah, she likes us. Male dominated. Also ambitious. Or we could dance with the locals, gain popular opinion. I think I could use this opportunity to dance with the locals. I don't need to please the Paramount. I think what we're going to do is please the locals and become more majestic. And everybody will truly know our name. So yes, we were successful. The texts that say Einar and his children lost 4... Well, let me read the whole thing. My attendants have brought me 2 accounts of the flight of Einar the Exile and his children Daenys the Dreamer and Gaiman the Glorious and their dragons from Old Valyria. While the accounts are varied, more pertinent are their purported description of the Targaryens' colonization of Dragonstone, and in particular the efforts to rear dragons on the island. The texts say Einar and his children lost 4 of their dragons in the years after their relocation, but Velaryon, the greatest of the 5, prospered while the 2 others, Meraxes and Vhagar, would later hatch in the Dragonmount's shadow. The account suggests that, denied the magics of their ancestral home, the Targaryens were forced to develop new practices of rearing dragons, such as the use of closed Degemian braziers for incubating the creature's eggs. Knowledge such as this would no doubt prove useful in my efforts with Syrax. Excellent. Successfully used the Old Valyrian tomes, so we are gaining more successful, but we're not getting any more than 95%, which is okay with us. Ooh, we gained a new lifestyle perk. So let's go ahead and do that. I think what we're going to do, bonding with Syrax, consulting the Dragon Keepers. We'll read that in a second. Fort level 1. Development growth in realm capital plus 10 a month. I really want to do that. What's this one over here? Levy reinforcement rate. We could do that. But I think we're definitely going to do centralization. Oren, my head Dragon Keeper and Syrax's primary caretaker, was hatched by uneven efforts to bond Syrax for many months, without judgment, always deferring to my initiative. While the responsibility for bonding Syrax is mine and mine alone, though the man is well acquainted with the dragon's tempers and tides, and is, by all accounts, a wiser man than his appearance suggests. Oren's wisdom and experience could aid my labors with Syrax. So I held no monopoly on wisdom. Ask Oren for help. So 93% chance that we gain some extra bonding, and I think we will. Awesome. Look at us pregnant, going on a journey. As I promenade around the festival, I notice a hooded figure selling flasks whose liquid cannot be told. Come and buy my medicines, my lady, for they work miracles and balance the humors of even the weakest women. As I look at the flask, I observe that one of them shines vermilion, as if it were made of the finest cinnabar. The others a bright green, as if someone had soaked copper plates in fresh wine. This may have unforeseen circumstances. Ooh, we're brave. See, we're brave. We would take a flask, wouldn't we? Look, she looks more like the show's actress now. I shall take the red flask. I shall take the green flask. I've never seen this before, so I really don't know which to pick. So let's go for the green. Green is like healthy, right? Ah, the green medicine looks healthiest. Vermilion. Or I shall take the red flask. Yeah, let's go for the healthy one. I think who increased stress loss, you gain miraculous tonic. Stress loss plus 25. I've concluded my royal invitation of Storm's End, and now my procession prepares to depart. Lord Dorian has court all lined up neatly to see me part, and everyone present. It is time to collect tribute for bestowing him with my presence. It's time to pay tribute. I think we will. I think we'll do that to everybody. Demand refused. Lord Dorian has defied the authority of the crown and refused to submit to my demands. There is little I can do now, but an insult like this constitutes a crime not only against me, but the 7 kingdoms of the Iron Throne itself. This will soon not be forgotten. All right, let me know what you all want to do about that. So we have succeeded. Oren was right. Clean hands accomplished nothing. Congratulations. Visited the last storm. Was a battle fought during Aegon's conquest. The forces of Argilac Duradan, and ultimately defeated against Orys Baratheon, a close friend of Aegon the Conqueror, slew King Argilac in a single combat. So that is somewhere over here, I believe. So what happened with that, I read this in books. So there, before the Baratheons, there was the Durandans. And there was a king, King Argilac, who went to go fight against, I forgot what the first Baratheon's name was, but the first Baratheon slew him in single combat on the battlefield. Then He went, after he slew him on the battlefield, he went to marry his only daughter, who was like a beautiful black-haired woman, and then he pretty much adopted. He's like, instead of just taking over you, and she was like almost defiant, and she almost wanted to resist, and they didn't want to end up like Harrenhal, so pretty much the troops there gave up. And instead, he actually took on the Durrandon symbols of the stag with the crown. So this is like a mixture of Durrandon and Baratheon, if you didn't know. Fun fact of the day, little Game of Thrones tidbit, little fun fact. So you're welcome. Pyrrha's first resentment. As I discuss some court affairs with my daughter Pyrrha, she abruptly starts discussing her childhood. My beloved mother, you must admit it, you never cared for me, not even when I was young. My dressing up was ruthlessly ridiculed. Is that love? Pyrrha struggles, shaking with emotion, but seems resolute. I despise you and hope to never see you again. Grow up. We're not going to say grow up. From now on, you'll have what you need from me. We get a strong hook on us. You know, we never said that. Maybe she's upset that she's pregnant, and it could be the end of her eventual secession. So maybe she's upset about that. I don't blame her if she would. From now on, you'll have what you need from me. Trust me, you don't have to worry about that, daughter. Visited Ashford. Ashford, a small triangular castle surrounded by a market town, is the seat of House Ashford. We gain 10 martial ability. Now we're visiting the Tyrells. My arrival at Lord Paramount Gorman's castle in Highgarden is marked with a fanfare befitting the Queen of the Realm, and the locals are clearly awed by the grandeur and pomp of my escort. My vassal dutifully receives me with all requisite deference. Gorman outlined the plan of the tour, assures me that the reach is so fair and fine land that merely gazing on her towns and fields will be entertainment and love. Let's get out there. Lost 44 stress. So we'll continue that. Ooh, hopefully we could have this kid soon. I wonder if it will be a boy. Now, we can't change this. We could upgrade our... Let's do that now. So everyone will hate us a little bit. We'll get extra vassal tax contribution. A lot of our vassals will not like us. Rulers can change between all available secession laws. Vassals cannot wage wars against other vassals unless they use a hook on their liege. Vassal titles cannot be inherited by characters outside the realm. All vassals who refuse title revocation and vassal retraction are now considered criminals. So we're going to do that. And then let's take a look. Man takes precedence over woman in succession. Male rulers can have concubines or multiple spouses if their face has concubine or polygamous doctrine. And this one we cannot do, does not have, the faith does not have equal doctrine. So let's take a look at that. Let's say if we created a new one, I'm not saying we will. View on gender, equal. Just change that would be 4,872 creation. That is a lot. It's close, but it's a lot. What do we call this? Reformed faith? Reformed faith of the seven? Oh, we could do it with a heart. Cute. We'll make it red. We'll keep it all the same, but just change that. Divorce must be refused. Cousin marriage is okay. Monogamous. Legitimization. I mean, we could change this too, but that's an extra 500. So we don't have the money to do such things currently. Let's just continue on. As I and my entourage ride along, I hear murmurs echoing through the grounds. I order the boy to ride ahead, and when he returns, he informs me that there's going to be a gang of illegal poachers just ahead of us. Though it is no concern of mine, it would doubtlessly ingratiate me with my master of coin, Lord Paramount Gorman, if I were to rid the grounds of the illegal activities. Time for a hunt. 100% that we succeed. Or avoid them. If your host is impressed, Lord Paramount gains 15 opinion of us. Every title will increase control by 10. Gains locals terrorized for 15 years. You know what? If your host is horrified. Ooh, possible outcomes for both of those. Time for a hunt. Let's do it. Let's risk it. Let's risk it. We're brave. Is impressed. Awesome. Congratulations. Lord Paramount has only been quite gracious host, showing me his lands and possessions when I'm immediately taken aback when he starts stammering and clearly trying to draw my attention away from an apparently unremarkable door we are passing by. Are you hiding something from me, Gorman? I take advantage of the moment of stunned, shameful, guilty silence to push the door open, and I'm impressed by what I find. A whole cellar stacked to the ceiling with expensive wines, liquors, and faraway lands. From faraway lands. Ooh, whoa. All of these gain liege taxes, minus 10 popular opinion, but we do get plus 20% gold. I mean, he likes us a lot. He is our master of coin. Maybe we let this one slide. Lord Paramount Gorman, I'll let you have the wine. I pretend I didn't see this, but just know I keep it in the back of my mind, and you need to do something for me one day, so we're going to have a hook against him. Modify vassal contract. Instead, why don't we go for like high? So instead of paying, what, let's reset. Instead of, tax level. Taxes paid to you by your vassal. Feudal taxes, if we go high, he's going to pay us less. Why would I do that? That don't make no sense. Oh, it's already at high. I see. It's already at high, and he has no feudal levies that he gives us. We could modify that to give us 6,000 levies. Title revocation is protected. Marriage favor granted. Coinage rights. I think we're gonna go from none to feudal levies with this thing. I'm not gonna see your wine, but instead you have to give us 6,000 of your troops, of your own troops. One of the strongest houses in Game of Thrones currently, at least 52,000 men. Please give us some extra troops, and I will forgive you for your evasion of taxes. Forgive you for your exorbitant amount of wealth. House Willem, he's married to. Bonding with Cyrex, a live treat. Though it is times pleasant to forget it, I pretend that they can be as obedient as the best hound. Dragons are, in the end, still predators, but my concerns have been mounting that Cyrex is growing increasingly frustrated by the monotony of her captivity. Release a small flock of sheep, lure a team of hogs, or there'll be time enough for killing later. Keep her to her diet. I think we're just going to do that. I find myself curious to see how the lowlives of Highgarden live, so I pay a visit to the establishment, but the locals seem to be growing quite rowdy. One man stands aside atop a table, commanding the attention of everybody in earshot. What do we even need a Lord of Paramount for anyway? Gorman is the most miserable bampot I've ever seen, yet he expects undying loyalty. I don't know why he's British. The entire building erupts into thumping and applause. Clearly, my Lord Paramount is not as popular as our own home. Do not speak ill of the Lord Paramount. Have at you, so we could fight him. These peasants have the right idea. No. This is like the beginning of a peasant revolt. Arrest these traitors. I think we're going to arrest the traitors. How dare you speak against your Lord Paramount like that? You are a drunkard. You're disloyal. You're a peasant leader. You know what? Arrest these traitors. And you know what? While we're at it, we're going to execute him by dragonfire. 19 dread, and we spend 25. I'll spend 25. Prisoner executed and incinerated by Cyrax. Congratulations. You have earned yourself a special place in the 7 hells. Awesome. Bonding with Cyrax, Valyrian reading. Dragons are as much scions of old Valyria as the children of House Targaryen, and the blood of that doomed land still courses through Cyrax's veins. It is not mere happenstance that for centuries, perhaps a millennia, dragons have heeded commands in but one language, High Valyrian. While I've worked through the rudimentary Valyrian phrases with Cyrax, Sovis to fly, Ribas to listen, Mazis to heal. Vermitus Mazis. Oh no, wait, I said that wrong. I wonder if she would appreciate hearing more Valyrian from me, and not just commands. Just as many High Valyrian children are read fables during their infancy to distract and educate them, perhaps Cyrax might also enjoy from reading. I'll find something to read to the dragon. Sure, I'll read something to the dragon. Eye of the Beholder. The martial prowess of Aerys is well known within Lord Paramount Gorman's court. If I want to discuss plans of attack, the best approach towards sharpening your weapons and wit, you go to him. It is his skill highly sought after, and something that intrigues me. I simply must have him in my court. Aerys, his 26, okay. 26 military, which is excellent. Brave, ambitious. Only 2 traits, which is interesting. Skilled tactician, reckless, has Stittler for horse, and he's a traveler. But his other traits are atrocious. This is silly. We don't need him. We do not need him. I've concluded my royal visitation of Highgarden, and now my procession prepares to depart. I think we're going to ask everybody for a tribute. And he gave in 75 prestige to us. Awesome. Ooh, our stories have been successful. I began reading to Cyrex from old books of fables, which I spent a better part of the last day painstakingly translating into Valyrian tongue. I tell her that the warrior queen Nymeria's fated voyage from Royne to Dorne. I regale her with exploits of Artis and the Falcon Knight, and the many labors of Bran the Builder. I lose myself in telling of the tales, my words dripping from her poetic liquid beauty and well-spoken High Valyrian, but the time I reach the book's end, the sun has set on Highgarden. Though Cyrex is but a dragon, I know she understood few to none of my words. She seems to have appreciated the attention and now snores contently, just an arm span away. One day stories will be written of us too. Aw. Sweet dragon. Alright, we're heading up to the river runs. Hopefully we can skip through all this sickness. Faction targets me. Loyalist faction. Good, good. Greetings, my charming leagues. Blessings upon you. So we are still waiting for 136, by the way. She looks like our half-sister. I've been good vassal, but surely you understand that I have subjects of my own too. My current contract is very restrictive. Surely you would see wisdom in making it more lenient. And besides, you owe me. Low levy contribution. Honestly, I don't blame you. She's fearing of her own vassal, the Velaryons. So she wants less vassal contribution. So she has 4 owned dragons, 1 tamed dragon, and 1 wild dragon. Now she owns the Dragonmont. She owns all these dragons. She owns Vermithor, Gurmathor, Sunfire, Tessarion, and Encalagon. Which that's okay. We'll take that. Ooh, Cyrex has laid a clutch of 4 eggs. My dragon keepers have quickly thrown together new areas of incubation, having not expected more than a single egg. The rest of the world looks into me in envy as I place these beautiful treasures. Oh wait, let's see these dragon eggs. Bonding with Cyrex visiting hours. Yeah, sure, daily visitations. Absolutely. Let's take a look at these dragon eggs. So we got a few new dragon eggs. We have the blood red dragon egg. Awesome. An appetite dragon egg. A gold dragon egg, and a prism dragon egg. I think what we're going to do is we are going to put those dragon eggs into the dragon pits. I think we have enough for our children, at least. Do we, actually? Do we? We are holding... we'll keep 1 for our future child, and I think it'll be the blood red dragon egg. Or no, the gold dragon egg. We got to give it the gold dragon egg. So let's go to the Dragonstone here. I want to view the eggs. Unakite. Viserys. Thank you, that'll be all. Let me go to... How do I do this again? I go to the Dragon Keeper himself. To whom our Dragon Keeper is over here. Oren. Send egg to Dragon Pit. Oh, we have a few. Displayed. No, not that one. Blood red dragon egg will send to Dragon Pit. Oh, so it's only going to go to the King's Landing Dragon Pit because we do not now own Dragonstone Dragon Pit because Pyrrha owns it. So that's okay. That's okay. So just know that for future. We're going to send the Appetite Dragon Egg. And finally, we're going to be sending the Prism Dragon Egg. Awesome. And let's continue on for just a couple more minutes. Bonding with Cyrex visiting was success. Day by day, I earn her obedience. Bonding with Cyrex, time well spent. Together we will write the legend of Rhaenyra and the realms of light in Cyrex. The weeks of training, socialization, and familiarization, what I've spent with Cyrex, have finally started to bear fruit. Whether soaring above King's Landing or relaxing in her lair, Cyrex and I are increasingly at ease with each other. Each day we operate less and less as a mere team of rider and mount, and more as a genuine companions, bound by real ties of trust and affection. Perhaps no one can truly ever know the heart of the dragon, but I feel as though I know this one's soul. Awesome. So we succeeded in that. How far is our dragon bond? Slow. Cyrex is slow? Is she really? Fertile. Awesome. Let's take a look at... Okay, so we achieved the first dragon bond. So we get +1 diplomacy. We get +1 learning. And then finally +1 martial and army movement speed. For this one, we get +30, +10% combat effectiveness. Plus 30 to maximum roll. Oh, and natural dread. Okay, that's not terrible. That's not awful. I guess we'll continue on with Cyrex's bonding. I think the first bonding's good for now. We'll probably bond with her at a later date as well. Let's continue on our grand tour. Actually, I believe that will end the episode right here before we meet with Lord Perma Edmure, the Blackfish of the Riverlands. I welcome the Queen, River Run. My vassals dutifully receives me with all requisite deference. Edmure explains the planned evening banquet, promising the entertainments and victuals an offer will near the standards of my own court's dinners. I'm super excited. Thank you, sir. So that will end the episode today. Please let me know what we should do about Helena, that loathsome wretch. Corlys looks like we can't really do much with him at the moment. He does have a lot of dragons, 5 tame dragons. Pyrrha has a lot of dragons, about five dragons, and we have 7 dragons, but they're not all ridden. That's the issue. We need to focus on getting them riders, so producing more kids and having our kids have more kids. Velaryon, I love that. We did name a few kids, and next episode we will be having another child. So if you want to include some more names, please put them down in the comments below so I can add them before the next episode and us having a child. So I'm super excited about that. But thank you so much for all the love and support that you have given this channel thus far. Of course, drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye for now.